What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, we're back with the Netherlands. I had somebody comment on one of my Sweden videos. They were like, man, you forgot about the Netherlands. I've been focusing a lot more on Sweden, but I really been trying to get a little bit, I get a lot more recommendations over there. And then, so I'll be trying to spread it out, but I'm doing a lot of different stuff. So we got 15 things about the Netherlands. I got some other videos. I still need to go through my list when people send on the Google form and stuff as well. So, but we here on the Lux and we finna check this out. So y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations so I can check it out. But without further ado, 15 things you didn't know about the Netherlands. I don't think I've done this one yet. And then there's some other ones I haven't done still about the, but I feel like I know a good amount about the Netherlands. So we're about to see and check this out.
This is Travel Tuesdays. Every Tuesday we present you with another incredible country. Today we're looking at 15 things you didn't know about the Netherlands.
Travel Tuesdays.
Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get informed.
Man.
Hello Aluxers, how's life treating you lately? We're happy to have you back for yet another video about a very special country. Why special? Well, there's a lot to love about the Netherlands, from their freedom of speech, universal healthcare, education, and general well-being for its citizens. For example, the Netherlands is also the first country in the world to legalize same-sex marriage, so it's a very liberal and open to change country. The country's name means lower countries, since the land is mostly flat and is made out of 12 provinces, including Noord and Zuid-Holland, which together form Holland. Yes, we're going to leave this one here. The Netherlands does not equal Holland, even though most people use Holland to refer to the whole country. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. So, sit back, relax, and join us for the 15 things you didn't know about the Netherlands. Number 1. Victor and Rolf is a fashion house created by Dutch co-founders. When we think about the fashion industry, we mostly think about Italy, France, or even the UK. It turns out the Netherlands has its own share of talented people in this field, who are also world-renowned. Victor Horsing and Rolf Soren started their own fashion house, Victor and Rolf, in 1993.
Oh, so it's called Fashion House. I was like, what's the store called? So Fashion House. I never heard of that. That's the first time I've heard of that.
Horsing and Rolf Soren started their own fashion house, Victor and Rolf, in 1993. Their collections are mostly avant-garde designs that borrow heavily from the art world, blending different concepts to create stunning theatrical fashion runways.
Dang,
Victor and Rolf will celebrate 25 years of activity this May with a collection of wearable art designs, going back to Rotterdam as kings of the Netherlands fashion world. Celebrities such as Black Panther's Denai Guerrera and Zendaya have worn their dresses at film premieres.
That's major right there. They said Zendaya too.
Celebrities such as Black Panther's Denai Guerrera and Zendaya have worn their dresses at film premieres and award shows.
That's major.
Number 2. In South Africa, people speak the 17th century Dutch language.
Oh, wow.
Dutch is the official language of the Netherlands. It's a Germanic language that's also known as Flemish in northern Belgium. South Africa was colonized by the Dutch in the 17th century, and the settlers' language evolved to modern-day Afrikaans, a variant of Dutch. Nowadays, it's a distinct language, having its own characteristics, but back then, it was called Cape Dutch or Kitchen Dutch, a not-so-nice way to refer to the dialect spoken by slaves or servants of the colonial settlers. The language is also used in other African countries, such as Namibia and Botswana.
Never knew
Number
that.
3.
Never knew that.
Gouda cheese comes from the Netherlands.
A lot of cheese.
It's creamy and rich.
A lot of cheese comes from the Netherlands.
Number 3. Gouda cheese comes from the Netherlands.
Every flavor of cheese comes from the Netherlands.
Its creamy and rich texture makes it one of the most loved cheeses in the world. In fact, it's responsible for around half of the global cheese consumption. We're talking, of course, about Gouda cheese, which happens to be a Dutch specialty. Records show that this food is one of the oldest cheese delicacies we have left, originating in the 12th century in a city called Gouda in the Netherlands. Nowadays, Gouda is the generic name we use for the type of cheese, but it doesn't mean that the product is made from a more original recipe. So, if you happen to be in the country, you can also visit the markets in Gouda, which are, of course, the oldest cheese markets in the Netherlands, and have a taste of the real deal. Number 4. Their national football team has a weird nickname, Clockwork Orange. The football team is named Clockwork Orange, and no, it's not named after the book or the film, if you're wondering. The players are very proud of their bright orange t-shirts, orange being also the national color of the Netherlands.
And it makes them stand out, you know? It's not too many teams that have an orange uniform, you know?
They are very proud of their bright orange t-shirts, orange being also the national color of the Netherlands. The color also has a royal history since it has its origins in the titles given to the head of state, Prince of Orange. The football team has qualified 5 times in the World Cup semifinals and apparently also prides themselves on their speed since other nicknames include the Flying Dutchman. Number 5. The richest man in the Netherlands is Fritz Goldschmeding with a net worth of $5.2 billion.
Dang.
The Netherlands has its share of billionaires, and at the top of the list is Fritz Goldschmeding, the octogenarian who holds the largest share of Randstad Holdings. Randstad Holding is a human resources consulting company currently present in 39 countries. The company, which has also the second largest staffing agency in the world, took a hit last year because of Brexit. The magnate had a net worth of $5.2 billion and apparently lost 25.5% last year because of Brexit. He currently resides in Amsterdam, and while in his 80s, he's no longer a part of the management team of the company. Number 6.
That's a lot of money.
Thousands of contaminated eggs from the Netherlands infected Europe. The Netherlands became the center of a food controversy last year after failing to alert other European countries of contaminated eggs. The country is actually a large global exporter of eggs, having sent around 700,000 contaminated products in the UK only. The culprit seems to have been an insecticide called fipronil that is used to treat chickens and is illegal since it can affect the quality of the eggs. Around 180 Dutch farms bought the birds from a supplier that treated them with fipronil. The neighboring country, Belgium, was especially upset, and authorities accused the Netherlands of withholding important information that could have prevented the situation from happening. Number 7. The government wanted to pass a law that would allow them to have access to private information on their citizens.
What?
The recent world data scandal has affected the country as well. A fear of terrorism and other online threats.
Now, these are really some new facts that I didn't know about the news. Y'all gotta let me know.
The data scandal has affected the country as well. A fear of terrorism and other online threats saw the proposal of a law that would essentially grant authorities the right to spy on its citizens. However, such a law cannot pass in the Netherlands without a referendum. The result? This year, around 6 million Dutch voters said no to government access to their emails and other online data.
Right, I would
Critics
too.
of the law decried the invasion of privacy that such a measure would entail. Amnesty International also condemned it as being a human rights breach.
Right.
Number 8. Black peat is associated with racism and slavery by some. The Netherlands' colonial past has echoes in the present. Take, for example, Black Pete, or Zwart Piet, a character that acts as a sidekick to St. Nicholas. St. Nicholas is a beloved character that is similar to Santa Claus. Black Pete first appeared in 1850 in a book written by a Dutch schoolteacher and appears as a vestige of slavery to many today. It's not hard to...
And I know, because I've seen some of the videos with the Black Pete characters, and I understand, because I've seen some of your comments what it was really for, and it was supposed, you know what I'm saying? So I understand this one. You know,
teacher
so
and appears as a vestige of slavery to many today.
Everybody see it nowadays.
It's not hard to see what they mean, since those who portray him usually use blackface, dress in colorful clothes, put an afro wig on, and red lipstick. Scholars attribute this to the Dutch legacy of slavery that is seldom taught in Dutch schools, as if this part of history didn't really exist or its effects appear to be minimized, which, of course, is not accurate. Number 9. Coffee shops in Amsterdam are also places where you can buy weed. Many of the 5 million people that visit the Netherlands capital of Amsterdam each year also go there for the famous coffee shops. Amsterdam has the best coffee shops in the country, and that is saying something since cities such as Rotterdam and The Hague also have a lot of them.
Because I know most European countries, they be like, Starbucks is nasty. They do not like Starbucks.
However, only 175 establishments are left in Amsterdam, and the number was double that in the 90s. Of course, people also visit coffee shops since it's perfectly legal to buy and consume marijuana while enjoying a cup of coffee or a meal. So if visiting the world capital of weed is on your bucket list, make sure to purchase a ticket to Amsterdam the next time you plan a vacation. Number 10. Vincent Van Gogh's Portrait de Dr. Gachet was sold for $82.5 million.
What?
Painter Vincent Van Gogh is one of the most
That's
beloved artists of all
crazy.
time, belonging to the Dutch post-impressionist movement. Although he died young and impoverished in 1890, he left us with astounding paintings such as Portrait de
Wow.
Dr. Gachet, a work that depicts the artist's doctor, who is described as carrying the desolate expression of our time. Exactly 100 years later, in 1990, the original version was sold for $82.5 million.
Wow. That's a lot of money for some ancient history right there.
In 1990,
That's a lot.
the original version was sold for
Dang.
$82.5 million, setting
could've
a
been
new record
his.
as the highest price that has ever been paid for a painting. It also set a record time, since the auction only lasted 3 minutes. There's also a second version of the painting,
Dang.
which can be seen at Musée d'Orsay in Paris, France. Want to find out some more about the impressive Vincent Van Gogh? Check out our video, 15 Things You Didn't Know About Vincent Van Gogh, by clicking in the top right corner. Number 11. People have a high living standard in the Netherlands. The Netherlands is a great place to live and even a greater place to work. It actually boasts the 6th highest hourly wage in the European Union. To give you an idea, if you work in the business sector, you would make an average of 38.8 euros per hour, or around 45 US dollars. However, in Denmark, you would earn $50 hourly. 4% of Dutch employers earn the
Man.
minimum wage, and they are mostly young people who are employed in hotels and restaurants or work in agriculture and fisheries. That is still pretty good, since the average salary for these workers
That is way good, cause that's how I feel like when you're young, like teenager type, like maybe high school, little bit of college, you know, like that should be the ones working like our minimum wage job. Like for us, I know some of us probably still don't get a further our education or get a specific skill, but like I feel like with experience, there's something we can do as we get older. But when we're young, we should be making minimum wage. We shouldn't be expecting more.
or
you
work
know?
in agriculture and fisheries.
So-
That is still pretty good, since the average salary for these workers is around 1,565 US dollars.
That's a lot of
Number
money, though.
12. A sandstorm
wow.
over the Netherlands made the sunsets bolder.
Oh,
Who said that the Netherlands was all about rain and gloomy skies? A very cool phenomenon took place in April of 2018 when a sandstorm from the Sahara blew across Europe. Dutch people were greeted on the 9th with the most colorful sunrises and sunsets they've probably ever seen. The phenomenon can be explained like this. The particles of sand refract light, which in turn makes the colors red, orange, and yellow appear bolder, and thus giving amazing sights. However, people still had to clean their lawn furniture or wash their cars, since the dust got everywhere and also mixed with the rain. Number 13. Prostitution is legal, but not on the streets. Here's another thing that the Netherlands is famous for: its relaxed views on prostitution. One of the most popular tourist attractions in Amsterdam is the Red Light District, or De Wallen, which is situated in the city center. It's a place where sex workers stand behind windows, as if on display for everyone to see. In fact, there are 300 windows lit by neon lights. They have
Dang.
their own room, and what they do is perfectly legal, since they don't actually stand in the street. Since the year 2000, pimping has been abolished by law, and brothels must have a license.
pimping.
Plus, like any regulated industry, it also has to pay taxes.
Nice.
Number 14. Dutch people are the tallest
not
in the
the
world.
Dutch giant.
If you visit the Netherlands, you'll likely feel like you're visiting the land of giants. You're not the only one, especially if you're shorter. It's pretty much common wisdom by now. On average, people from the Netherlands are the tallest in the world. Don't believe us? Take a look at the study conducted by the Imperial College of London on 18...
Hey, I know I'll definitely fit in because, you know, I'm already over 6 feet, so I think I'll be good.
Don't believe us? Take a look at the study conducted by the Imperial College of London on 18.6 million people. Studies show that the average Dutch man is 5 feet 10 inches tall, and the average Dutch woman is 5 feet 7 inches tall. That is ahead of other countries such as Denmark,
Way
Norway,
ahead.
and Germany. Actually, the average height of a man in the Netherlands is 8 inches more than what it used to be 150 years ago.
Wow.
Number 15. Tulips did not originate from the Netherlands, but from Turkey. The Netherlands is a tulip paradise, and it's well worth a trip if only to see them blooming during the tulip season in spring. It's no wonder
Ooh,
that
and that's
everyone
coming up.
believes the flowers originated here. However, a true tulip lover knows that they came from Central Asia and Turkey. Turkey cultivated a wide variety of tulips way before it became popular in Europe, and they also used them for decorative purposes. The flowers have an interesting history, since they were first brought to Europe in the 15th century, first to Vienna, then to the Netherlands. Nowadays, though, the country exports tulips all around the world and boasts many vast tulip fields. We hope you enjoyed today's video, Aluxers, and as always, we have a special question for you. What do you think of this country's relaxed laws on prostitution and marijuana consumption? Is it a good or a bad thing? Let us know down in the comments. And as always, for sticking with us all the way to the end.
I know I got to answer the question. I always feel like it just depends because, I mean, I feel like in the States, most people abuse the law. I mean, not saying that isn't everywhere, but I just think, I don't know. To each his own, people do what they want.
Here's your bonus fact. Number 16. There are a lot of mini houses in Amsterdam. Amsterdam is full of stunning architecture, and there's no better example than the narrow canal houses that are also on the UNESCO World Heritage List. They now function as offices, hotels, or museums, but back in the Dutch Golden Age, they were houses for the rich. They were made to be so narrow since a building tax was calculated according to the width of a house's exterior side. Tourists can also visit the narrowest house in Amsterdam. It's only about 6 feet and 7 inches wide and has a small room on each floor. Talk about cramped living space. Thank you for spending some time with us.
Hey, definitely enjoy that. Like I said, hey, Netherlands, the Netherlands is still that #1 place that I'm going to visit first. Especially because I'm getting ready to get my passport and stuff, getting that situated. So, and the Netherlands, first on the list. Then it got Sweden. So, still got the Netherlands first. That was some of the stuff I didn't know, but definitely can't wait. And spring is approaching, or spring is here pretty much. So, y'all make sure, I got the Discord where y'all make sure y'all send me some of them tulips, them pictures of those tulips and stuff like that. But definitely and always enjoy listening and learning more about the Netherlands. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Make sure if you want to send me something, hey, my PO address is in the description below. The Discord, if you would like to join it, is below as well. But definitely haven't forgot about the Netherlands. So that means y'all need to send me more recommendation videos so I can check it out. But that's all I have, guys. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.